Boone Carter bought a ghost town for $100, expecting empty ruins. Instead, smoke curled from a chimney, a garden thrived where weeds should have ruled, and a shadow moved behind a cracked window. The deed in his pocket claimed he owned every dilapidated building, every barren plot, every shattered dream left behind. But the woman in the general store's doorway, gripping a rifle, suggested otherwise. Boone dismounted, dust swirling around his boots as the morning sun cast long shadows. Voices murmured from within the structures, and a child's cough echoed, sounds that didn't belong in a dead town. He approached the store cautiously, hands raised. The woman, Dorothy Whitmore, held her rifle steady, her eyes weary but fierce. "Ma'am," Boone said, stopping a safe distance away, "there might be some confusion." "No confusion," Dorothy replied, voice firm despite trembling hands. "You don't belong here." Through the open door, Boone saw a makeshift home. Blankets as dividers, canned goods on crude shelves, a fire burning in what was once a merchant's display. A violent cough rang out, and Dorothy's gaze flickered toward it, betraying her worry. "I have the deed," Boone said, patting his jacket. "Bought this town from the county, legal and proper." Dorothy's laugh was bitter. "Legal and proper? That's what they said when they took my husband's farm, our home, and left us with nothing but this place." The coughing grew worse, and she added, "That's my granddaughter, Zara. She's sick, and this is our only shelter for 100 miles. Boone's chest tightened. He'd planned to renovate the town for profit, not find a family clinging to survival. "How long have you been here?" he asked. 3 months, Dorothy said. "Since the bank took everything." Her grip tightened on the rifle. "She needs medicine and a roof that doesn't leak." Boone glanced at the crumbling buildings. The law backed his ownership, but a cry from inside the store interrupted his thoughts. Dorothy dropped her rifle and rushed in, Boone following uninvited. The store's interior was a makeshift medical ward. Zara, a frail girl of no more than 70 pounds, lay on a bed of blankets and boards, her skin pale, her breathing labored. Each cough shook her fragile frame. "Grandma," Zara whispered, the water bucket tipped over. Dorothy knelt, checking Zara's forehead, her tenderness stark against the harsh surroundings. "Fever's worse," she murmured, then looked at Boone with desperation. "She needs a doctor. Real medicine, not just herbs." "Nearest doctor's in Millfield," Boone said. 2-day ride." "I know," Dorothy snapped. "You think I haven't tried everything?" Her voice softened. "The bank took our wagon, our horses, everything, claiming my husband defaulted on a loan he never signed." "How much to stay until spring?" she asked suddenly. "I can work, cook, clean, mend, anything." Boone felt the deed's weight in his pocket. He could evict them, but Zara's frail form and Dorothy's plea stopped him. Before he could respond, hoofbeats approached, multiple horses, moving fast. Dorothy's face paled. "They found us," she whispered. 3 riders arrived, led by Sheriff Marcus Crow, whose badge gleamed in the sunlight. His cold eyes scanned the smoke, the garden, then settled on Boone. "You the fool who bought this pile of rocks?" he asked. "I have legal ownership," Boone said. Crow smirked. "Did the county mention the debts tied to this land?" "Mrs. Whitmore owes $800 in unpaid loans and penalties." Dorothy's voice shook. "Those loans were forged. My husband never signed anything." "His signature's on file," Crow said. "And since you can't pay, you're coming with us. The bank has ways to settle debts." Zara's cough echoed, desperate and wet. Dorothy blocked the doorway. "My granddaughter's sick. She can't travel." "Then you should have paid your debts," Crow replied, signaling his deputies to advance. Boone stepped between them, hand on his gun. "The lady said no." Crow's eyes narrowed, assessing Boone's steady stance. "You don't want to interfere, friend." "Too late," Boone said. These people are on my land. Crow hesitated, then said, fine. We'll return tomorrow with a federal marshal and the bank's papers. You'll regret this. He and his men rode off. Dorothy sank against the doorframe. Why risk everything for strangers? Boone didn't answer. He'd seen too many crushed by powerful men. Tell me about the loan, he said. My husband Thomas never borrowed money, Dorothy said. He hated debt. After he died, the bank produced papers with his signature, loans for things we never bought. I wasn't allowed to contest them. Zara called weakly, and they found her worse, blood flecking her lips. She's dying, Dorothy sobbed. More hoofbeats interrupted. A dozen riders, led by Ruth Henley, a woman with fierce determination. Dorothy Whitmore, she called, we've been looking for you. Ruth? Dorothy stepped forward. What are you doing here? Same as you, surviving, Ruth said. We're families hit by Crow's debt scheme. Forged loans, stolen land. She turned to Boone. You bought a town full of trouble. Ruth explained, 15 families had been targeted, their husbands' signatures forged. Samuel Chen, the bank clerk responsible, had turned informant and was hiding in a mining camp 20 miles north. He'll testify, Ruth said, if we can protect him. Dorothy glanced at Zara. I can't leave her. We'll split up, Ruth said. Some stay, some get Chen. Newspaper men and investigators are coming. This will be too public for Crow to ignore. Zara's breathing grew faint, her condition critical. Before Boone could suggest a plan, a lone rider approached, Crow, returning alone, shaken. This has gone too far, he said. The marshal's dead, shot by Chen. Ruth accused him of lying, but Crow produced a blood-stained badge. Chen's gone, fled with evidence to ruin half the territory's officials, including me. Dorothy's scream cut through the tension. Zara lay motionless, barely breathing, blood on her blanket. Boone checked her pulse, weak and rapid. She won't survive a journey to Millfield, he said. Crow spoke quietly. There's a doctor in the tribal settlement, 30 miles away. I know trails to make it in 2 hours. Why help us? Dorothy asked. Crow's voice softened. I have a granddaughter too. As they prepared a travois for Zara, shouts and rifle fire erupted. The bank's hired guns had arrived, expecting an easy fight. Instead, they faced armed settlers, reporters, and a territorial investigator named Williams. The skirmish was brief, the bank's men surrendered. Williams revealed the truth, Chen didn't kill the marshal. He saved him. The marshal's recovering in the tribal settlement with evidence to shut down Millfield Bank. Crow had been a pawn, manipulated by the bank. Dorothy clutched a document from Williams declaring the forged debts void. You're free, he said. Crow, Dorothy, and Boone rode for the tribal settlement, pushing through treacherous terrain. Crow's knowledge shaved hours off the journey. Joseph Whitehorse, the tribal doctor, diagnosed Zara with pneumonia but said, not too late. For 3 days, they stayed while Zara fought for life. Dorothy never left her side, Boone helped where needed, and Crow wrote a confession detailing the bank's corruption. On the 4th day, Zara asked for water. 6 months later, the ghost town was New Haven. Boone divided the land among the wronged families, keeping a small ranch. Dorothy ran the general store, Zara helping as she grew stronger. Crow, after serving time, became New Haven's sheriff, protecting the people. The bank was dissolved, its assets redistributed. In autumn, Boone watched Zara chase chickens while Dorothy worked. He'd bought a ghost town for $100 and found a family, a home, and living dreams reborn from ruins.